Welcome back, everyone. It is going to be a fabulous evening here on Whip Finish Wednesday. It has been about a month almost since we have been live, and it's so crazy here at the Demuth household. The dog is even trying to break the gate down. So, we are really excited to be back. We've been traveling a bit here or there with summer and going a little bit. Full bore. So trying to get time to uh, get everything out for our live show has been a bit taxing. So we apologize. We've been out, and hello, Al. Good to see you hopping on in the first one to say hello. We have a fun evening planned for tonight, and actually, since Al is on here, hey Barry. Um, since Al was on here, big thanks to him for the muskrat that we used the other day to tie um, the Misha. You just totally tore through that, didn't you? She loves coming on here, but she can be a bit distracting. She's a little bit of a diva. She just can't stand if we're not live. She's not in here all the time. She just knows we're live. She's like, Dad, can I please come on? Please come on and be live. She just She just tries to get all the attention. Anyway, what's up, Jeff and Wes over in Smokies? Um, so thanks for the muskrat, Al. That was fun tying some of those atoms with that. And Alaska was wonderful. The fishing actually was not as phenomenal as we thought it was, as I thought it would be. We're there a couple weeks too early. Um, and yes, Chris, you were a bit Mr. Iceland over there. Um, and what's up, Josh? So tonight, I don't really want to say when, but I was fishing here locally on the Watauga River because most of the headwaters are too warm already to fish. Saw to a guy yesterday that said at the end of the day the water was 72. So we're fortunate that we've got tailwaters. So I can fish right below a dam year round. I don't want to worry about the water temperatures, but 72 and the headwaters is too hot for the fish. So I was fishing the tailwater, and I was nymphing, and I had a couple flies. Didn't work. It worked okay. Caught one or two. Wasn't really dialed in, and switched one of them, and that one started catching, and switched the other one, and I put Lance Egan's purple dart on, and I probably caught about 20. Maybe not quite that, maybe 16 or so on that one fly. And the crazy thing is I didn't break it off in a tree. I didn't break it off on a rock. I didn't break it off on a fish. Um, and if you, when I gave him to Katie to take a picture, I pulled out my fly box here. A lot of people might think that I try to get flies absolutely perfect to take a picture of. Like here's the fly box. This is what I used. And let's switch over to the vise. Actually, they're gone. I don't know where they are, but switch over to the vise, please, ma'am. Let's see if I can get it to come up. So the slots right there, those three, those are where the three that Katie took a picture of were. And one of them is the one that I fished. And when we pulled them out, actually, you can go to the side. That might be a little bit better. When we pulled them out, I couldn't remember which one that had fished and had gotten chewed on so much. And once we got it under the macro, we could definitely tell. But um, I've got I want to say these are probably 14s and 16s here. I've also got a whole other row or half a row or so here of the come on, focus factor. It's just going to focus on my hand, isn't it? All right, that's fine. But Katie's going to come over and try to make that work a little bit better. um, so I've got a row of purple darts here and a row of purple darts here. Obviously, I like them just a bit. So what's up, Freddie? It's awesome seeing you back on here. And now she's getting it just right. I can move it up a little closer. Look at that. So you can see there now. We can see them. So I got the row here and the row here as well. I don't know where they went. So anyway, those three will go back there, and we might give away the rest of these. Who knows? So yeah. So any questions, any stories, any fun, anything for the good of the cause, anything y'all been doing over the summer while we get started? I'm gonna put the Umpqua XC 400BL. That's the hook I'm gonna use. This one right here. We'll put this one in. What's up, Ryan? There, put that in the vise. The original Red Dart had some luck on it, but I haven't fished the original in a few years. I just go straight to the purple. And I don't know if I've ever fished a blue dart. I pretty much use whatever color. He's getting me excited. What's up, Douglas Trout Flies? Been tying a heap of articulate. Oh, a heap of them. Well, that is good. We have not. Well, I guess technically we went to Alaska. I tied a bunch of articulated streamers for Alaska. I got my fix on those for now. You know what this is? This is a dang copper bead. Taking the girls smallmouth fishing at first light tomorrow morning. They're so excited to get up at 0500. Well, I was thinking about going smallmouth fishing as opposed to trout fishing this past weekend for the water temperature reason. I don't want to use the copper and pretend like it's gold. That'd be cheating. Which I probably won't be able to find the. There we go. There's the gold. I like these pop top things for beads. This works pretty good. Keeping stuff somewhat organized, but not too much. So, Josh, you have a couple clousers tied up for smallmouth fishing. Are you going to use gear fishing? Which is totally cool. There we go. All right, so size 14 Umpqua XC 400BL with a 3.5 millimeter bead. Bead size, you can go up a little bit, down a little bit, but you got to get the hook in there to where it looks like it's straight for the camera. All right, so the thread I'm using is 12-aught red classic wax thread from Semper Fly. It's good. Something different. Hola. From Argentina. Yeah. All right, so work a thread all the way back to the rear of the hook, like so. I'm right there with Lance. He suggests he changes the weight by just changing the size of the bead. If you want to put lead on it, you can, or lead-free wire to give it more weight. The main reason I don't, or mainly I disagree with Lance. Once you start putting lead in some and not lead in others, sometimes it's a little difficult to figure out from a distance anyway, which ones have got the extra weight in it or not. Well, Josh, have you got the white and chartreuse? That's the next question. So grab whatever soft tackle for the tail in purple. You can use this partridge. You can use this, whatever, just like a nice flowy soft tackle. Now, I showed you how the flies that Katie took a picture of were in my fly box, right? So here's a little secret. I haven't tied one of these in months. Not one, not a practice one. I was late getting on because I just finished mowing the yard and I couldn't find my sulky tinsel, which was this right here. And so hopefully I can remember this. It's not that difficult though. What's up, Jason? Come over on YouTube. Check us out. All right, so I got a little piece here. And let me, for those of you on Instagram, let's see if I can switch you around a little bit so you can see. Long time, yeah. Hey, Jason, seriously, come over on the old YouTubes. Hopefully you'll see better. All right, there we go. There's that. That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna pull off a nice little clump. Now, normally you wouldn't like think about pulling this much off, but since I'm literally just using the tips, this is more like a hot spot. Think of it being like a blowtorch, and that um, I'm not using much. So just a little bit. So pinch that. There we go. So see that little bit there? That's probably still a little bit long, so I'll pull it short. It's easier to go shorter than it's longer. That should be still a little long. It looks fine in real life, but on the camera it looks too long. Okay. So now we're going to bring this back up. What's up, Randy? Make sure my bead is oriented the correct way, which it is now. Because that material, that feather, is going to stick right in that slot and help keep it from spinning. There's a lot of fishing pressure on the stretch we're fishing, so sticking with a little more natural olive, brown, black, purple. I don't know if I saw with someone today, and they're talking about the purple soft plastics for smallmouth, and they're like, "Oh, that's probably why purple works. It works like that too." I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly why." But I haven't used purple now. Saltwater applications, absolutely, but not for bass. I want to try that. All right, so next thing is going to be some of the sulky tinsel, and if you wanted to, you absolutely could. Getting all messed up here. If you wanted to use the Perdigon tinsel from Semperfly, something the Perdigon stuff, that smaller stuff, you absolutely can. I'm just trying to go with the recipe, but the key thing is it's durable and it's thin. We'll put 3 wraps here. Now this one is going to go on my side of the hook shank, so I go and get started there. And now I'm going to go 7x tippet, the thin stuff. This is what you can usually find a lot of times in the sale bins at fly shops because
we did.
That's where that one came from. I've got a backup, but guess what I couldn't find before I started going live? The backup. I've got a backup that's brand spanking new, but I couldn't find it. So as you can see, I've got, I'll take that one off. I have the back. On my side, I've got the sulky tinsel. On your side, I've got the tippet, the 7x tippet. Thank you, honey. Just a pinch and no more. You remember that? Not working off colored water. It does not work. What doesn't work?
Purple.
Okay. So that's because my first wrap, I'm always going under the tail and over, or the sulky, I'm going to go under the tail and over, as opposed to going straight over the tail first thing and it hits it and kind of makes it go disheveled. So that's why I've got them on either side. So let's go ahead and get this body dubbed. Put a little dubing on. We all like dubing. So I've got a little pinch here. Not much. I have a little black mixed in with it. That's okay. Just a pinch and no more. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Is what you're talking about, pinch and dubing. So I'm just getting just a little bit on there at a time. Katie is on the ball tonight. So just a wee bit. Want to be a nice thin noodle so I can put it right where I want it. Okay. See it? See right there? That's probably, I'll tell you exactly how long it is. And I don't know. This is one thing like muscle memory I've got to tie a few before I remember. That's exactly 2 inches long. Once I get a few of these done, I know a little bit more about how much I need. So we'll see if 2 inches is enough or not enough. So have that start right at the base of the tail. But don't mess up the tail. Bring it up. I'm not trying to get too much of a taper at all, but I do like that last little bit to have just a bit. So there you go. Okay. So now I'm going to take my thread like this, bring my, well, let's take my doorbell off so it doesn't make noise every time I go back and forth, but take my bobbin cradle over, put my thread in because it's got that jig on there or the eye. It's just how the camera, I can spin it and no big deal. So first thing is my sulky tinsel, bring it down. And that's wrapped in the opposite direction of my thread, aka that's counter wrapped. So now we'll go. This is kind of important. So the first wrap I'm doing is behind and capturing kind of light, catching that tinsel, and do one in front tight, and I'll do it 3 times. So behind and front, behind and front. So that was three goes, 3 wraps. What are we doing? We're doing we're trying to flies, impressionistic and realistic flies at Dave Heiss.
It's a fireworks kind of fly. It's definitely sparkly and flashy.
We're doing I can't remember the name. The purple dart. There you go. Thank you, Andy. We're doing the purple dart. So that was that 7X tippet. We're just getting that lashed in there to really fortify the whole fly and make sure it's going to be bomb proof. So looking good for a quick one. Now, so use whatever brown soft tackle you want. I like the oh gosh, what is this? See, this is a hen furnace cake. The feathers are a little bit longer on this one. So as opposed to, here's one from Jim's Fly Co. This is a great one as well. And a lot of them, both of this and this, I'm getting a little bit more. I can get 2 or 3 flies out of one feather. So see, like this one feather, I'm gonna get 2 or 3 out of the one. A lot of times you only get one fly out of each feather. So that's kind of one reason I like these. On these hen capes, the Hebert mine anyway, the fibers are a little bit stiffer, which is cool. But anyway, we're just doing 1 wrap. That's all we're doing. All I'm doing right now is I'm just measuring the hackle to make sure that we're the right length. So we got it here. We'll grab it by the tip. So hold it right here. Okay, we'll show you here. Grab by the tip, pull down. Like this. So see, we got the tip there. Cut it off. Got a little triangle right there. Capture it 1, 2, 3. And here's really where our 1 wrap comes in. So 1, 2, 3. Jump it. Flare everything back. And that's it. So you can see how we got that little bit of goodness right there. That's exactly what we want. We don't want to over haggled. And I wish I had those ones that I actually fished. That was important because I had really had plenty of hackle in there. Here's one that was like it.
Is your thing stuck?
So yes, there's my wet stuck. This one's even a tip out. Oh well.
Let's celebrate impressionistic and realistic flies, Dave Heiss.
We're celebrating?
Yeah, it's the first super.
Oh, cool. I can't see that from the side. Thank you so much, Dave. First super. You're a super guy. All right. So the last thing we're going to pull out is the UV pink, not fluorescent pink, not UV fluorescent hot pink, but UV pink right there. And if you don't have UV pink, hey, put it on the list of stuff you need to get. You can give Dave Heiss a call. He will help you out, I'm sure. But something along these lines. We're looking for a contrast. This is probably enough for about 3 flies. I'm just going to take about that much off. That's still probably a little too much. We'll see. All right. So as you can see, we've got a nice little small, thin noodle, and that will help push everything back ever so slightly as well. And then we got it done. So now Lance and I agree. I think it looks cool. If nothing else, we try to put a little bit of a red band. So we've got gold, red, pink. And now we'll start some whip finishes, and that'll be done. And I'll do one more. I'll throw some of the Sallies just to make it nice and perfect. There we go. So Bill, where did you were going to Montana? You'll probably say, well, that was about 6 months ago. But have you been traveling much? There we go. Okay, so we got our fly done. That's pretty much how that should look there. Like I said, not over hackled, not real sparse, because remember, this was my point fly. I wanted this to get down quick, and the more stuff I have, whether it be a big fat body, whether it be a really thick, long tail. I mean, think about how short this tail is. A lot of times when I see people tying, their tails are really, really long. Think about if this had a lot more hackle on it, it was wet, and it came down, you wouldn't be able to see the body on it at all. So sparse is the key. And like I said, I'll bet over at Caster's Fly Shop, Dave's probably got everything you need to tie that. Of course, he'll probably call him up and he'll say, well, don't use that darn Umpqua. Use fill in the blank. What do you want to suggest? Fully mill, maybe. I don't know. They will all catch the troots. We'll do another one just for the fun of it. So does everyone have some big plans? No plan on going to September, Bill.
That's fine.
Yep. There was a show called Montana. You don't like it, Katie? What was the name of that one?
It was called Montana People Who Live in Montana in the wintertime. Except it was a lot shorter than that. Yeah. That wasn't the name of it.
Well, one of the guys is he lives right by Quake Lake, which is where Kelly Gallup's place is.
I've been there. I've been to Quake Lake.
We fished there and everything, and it's kind of neat watching it because I've been there. All right, so too long, grab by the butts, pull it over just like that. Make it shorter. Now we'll bring it back up. That's roughly how I like them. I don't want them super long. That might be a little bit short for Lance's official pattern, but I'm serious. Like when you're doing these tails on these nymphs, err on short, not long. And not because short is better than long, but typically it goes the other way around. All right, so we got that done. We'll get our tippet back out. Tippet's on your side. Should I got that?
You got it.
I just want to make sure it wasn't on the too long. Okay, now I've got to find. I should have used my pawn. This is what I like. I like using this little pawn on Bi Spacer to hold a material. So
It's if you're playing sorry. It's like a little
Yeah.
a marker.
It sure is. So put this one on. Hold both of them down. There we go. Now I'll go back and dub this darn thing. Sorry, Douglas. Trout flies. Ken Dale. I went paying. Hey, Adam. Paying attention, guys. If you're watching on Instagram, we're so glad you're on there watching. But come over on YouTube for no other reason than you'll be able to see better. And I'm actually paying attention to the comments there. And we've got 4 cameras that Katie's controlling versus the one cell phone that you're watching through. And it just looks kind of cool. Even if you're just watching on your phone, makes it a wee bit better. Oh, almost. Just a little bit more. We'll call that good. Let's see if I did 2 inches again. Ooh, this one's 2.5 inches. Let's try to shorten that up a little bit. All right, pull everything off. Slide it up. Love you folks. Have a great. You too, Dave. You too. We'll have to get together and fish sometime. Just talking about it. We were at the beach a while back, and we're going to swing by your shop on the way down there. So let me get out there. All right. So we're just keeping it thin, slight taper at the very, very, very end because that's going to help throw that all the way up. It's going to help the hackle give it something to prop it up. Same thing with our bottom cradle. Remember, opposite direction of the sulky. Now, does that make sense? Hey, Roger. Yeah, it is a great combo for sure. I wish I could clean it. So this makes sense on how I'm tying this part off. So crossing over and capturing, because it's going the opposite direction of our thread. So I want to put one wrap crossing over and then one wrap in front and pull that one tight. I'll switch it, cross, front, behind, front. So it's 3 wraps total.
It's like line dancing.
Yeah, that are capturing this and 3 wraps in front. If I were just put 3 wraps here, I start pushing the material the wrong way. Purple dart. Okay. So now we do the exact same thing, only we're going to rotate the device the other way, just like this. And guess what? If you didn't have a rotary vise, now pay attention. This is the hard part. Didn't have a rotary vise, you do this. Get rid of this. Just like this. It's not not difficult at all. There we go. All right, so now we look for our hackle. Here's what we used just a second ago. I'll wait. Pull it down like this. So you can see a little bit of that sticking down. Cut that off like that. So you see how it looks. I'll hold it at an angle. There's 3 wraps, and that should hold it in place. You don't have to pull real hard. Just kind of get an angle to go the correct way. We'll do one nice turn.
Can be.
What's up, Ken? He's like, Ken be in the hizzy. All right. So you see how it looks? That is 1 wrap. We're wrapping now. All right. So last thing we're doing is the UV pink again. Right there. just a teeny itty bitty piece of it. We miss seeing you hopping on, Ken. We're glad to be back this week. It's tough in summer. I would say we're out fishing, but I was saying earlier that our water's getting too hot to trout fish anyway. But just like today, I'm selling my drift boat. So I had a guy come look at the drift boat. That took up some time. I mowed the yard. And there's just, what is this weird thing that I do, honey, from like 8 to 5? It's a weird,
I don't know.
what do you
It's like
call
you
that?
disappear for a few hours.
I mean,
I don't know where you go.
it's not much fun, but
All I know is that you're ready to have a sandwich around 12:31.
yeah, I come home and someone's got a sandwich made for me, and she's awesome. She is awesome. All right, so
The Mary practically perfect in every
oh
way.
goodness, Ken, you're going to get Katie wanting to come down to Australia before you know it.
She's my idol, Mary Poppins.
Will you put it on the hook or on you? You can do Mary Poppins impersonations and stuff.
I got distracted. I was about to break out in song.
Would you break it out, girl?
It's a jolly holiday.
That's right.
It's
So
a
that-
jolly holiday with Mary.
Flip it on you and show you doing it.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. All right. Well, maybe if we get enough requests, you will. Okay. So that pig looks a little bit fat, but man, you're talking like one strand of dubbing more than the last one. It's really not that much. I just put some wraps of thread on there until I just start seeing that the red start showing through. I spin my bobbin to uncord it. So you can see the cord. It already uncorded a little bit. You want the thread to be somewhat flat. Doesn't have to be perfectly flat, but somewhat. 4 turns there. How's that looking? 3 real quick. I'd say one more and we'll have it. So I'll put some resin on there. Sandwich queen. Oh, the sandwich queen. That's right. I'll make me a sandwich. Katie makes a good sandwich.
I've made 1,000,000. Probably. At least 1,000,000.
At least.
At least a trillion.
So there we go. Here's that. That one looks pretty darn good. So another thing to pay attention to is this hackle. You don't, and you guys, if the hackle was this long, it'd probably still catch fish. But to get it right, you want the hackle. This one actually looks just about perfect. If you got the tail that goes past the hook bend here, the hackle, if I were to stretch it out, it might go to the hook bend. So the hackle is longer than the body, but shorter than the tail. Longer than the body, shorter than the tail, and that's just about perfect. There's a lot of times when I pull one off, it's not quite long enough, or it's too long, or whatever, and I'll still work and I'll fish it, and it's no problem. Yeah, that's what it is, Kate. Freddie, work. It's just it's just nerve of some people. Where are those 3? Do you have the 3 over there that you took
They're
pictures
in a clear plastic round container
clear
that had
plastic.
multiple sections that I had sitting next to the green one.
Multi-pull. I got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so here's the cool thing. So this is the one we just tied. You guys saw that one. That's fun. Here are the ones that she posted that will go back in my fly box. Let's see how we did. But here's the neat thing. So this one hasn't been fished that I know of anyway. This one's just, hey, it looks very similar. See that haggle's a shade longer than the last one. It's very similar to the one we just posted. But here, or just shared. But here, I think this is one that I fished like a lot. And we switch it back. And it held up really, really, really well. And I mean, it was back in my fly box. The hackle is maybe a hair long, but it's not too long. It worked really good. That when it's wet, the that red thread body, it turned it into almost like a interesting pink underneath. It wasn't that dark, but you could see that. What's up, Michael? Glad you're here, even though you're late. We're glad you're here. So this whitefish worked great, and here's what we just tied. You can see the before 20 fish or 15 fish. Or say I'm exaggerating and say before this is after 7 fish. And most of the time, my flies don't last 7 fish because I lose them because I'll get them stuck in a tree or I'll switch them around or something. They usually don't stay on my line that long. They don't fall apart, but there's one after a bunch of fish. So pretty cool. Anywho, guys, red, white, blue fly next for Independence Day. Fly fishing. I can't even read that, dude, guys, on Instagram. Red, white, and blue flies for Instagram. Okay, we can do one more real quick. Do we have time, honey? Since you asked, come over on Instagram. Now there is the blue dart that we can do real quick. We'll blow through this one, okay, honey?
Okay.
I don't remember anything about it other than I've never fished it. It's not my box, but hey, why not? It's got all of the very similar things. We'll see if I've got blue hackle somewhere, and if we don't, then just for you. Clouser fly shopping 200%. Oh, well, if Bob Clouser wanted to be on, he could. It's probably Jackie. Jackie, is that you? So we're going to start this the exact same way. We're going to start a thread, our 12-aught, do a nice little thread base here.
Wait, what size is the bead?
It's a 3.5 millimeter. So I'm just kind of going.
Here we go.
Here we go. What the
bead talk.
The bead talk. I don't have to do the bead talk.
No, go ahead. I'm just gonna take a little cat nap.
Cat nap, yes. So unless I just totally grabbed the wrong one. So as a general rule, I'll do 3.5 for size 14, 316, 2.5 for 18. I'll also go bigger to 3.8. I don't typically use a 4 millimeter, but I'll go 3.8. I guess I could use a 4 millimeter on occasion on size 14, but I'll do 3.3, 3.2 millimeter on 14. And then on the 16, I can go up to 3.3, 3, or even 2.8 on 16, 18, kind of same thing. But generally 2.5, 3, and 3.5, that's my breakdown. So let's see.
Right.
You know what?
Right. See, I'm a morning person, so when it starts to be like around 9, 10 at night, and you start like going off on like your like you lost me like the first 10 seconds.
You're like, honey, I love you so much.
I do love you, but morning people don't understand how to communicate that. Like, it's too difficult.
Yes.
Especially when you start throwing numbers out there.
Yeah, you know. All right, so I know I've got some somewhere, but I'm not going to bore you all night.
Thanks, Josh. Josh is already sending his picture, and he likes to be the first kid in house to get done.
You can go and share it if you like, or if you got it.
I'm looking.
And I am positive that's purple. All right. Let me look one place. Katie, you can flip it on you just for a second. I might have blue. Dang it, where are those? This might there's purple. I've got purple. Oh, there's a dog barfing again. Oh, switch up to mallard.
What are you doing?
She's like, I ate a feather, hairball. Well, okay, so we'll make this really Independence Day. We'll use red for the tail, like a red dart. So, okay, so a lot of this stuff for natural materials, this is really hard for you to see because Katie just went to take care of the dog. For natural materials, you got to throw a lot of it away most of the time. This is more like marabou all the way to the tip. It'd be fine to use for something, but I'm just getting rid of it. Same thing here. Like this is not. I might end up using that one just because. But when you're going through your stuff and you're like, oh shoot, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Don't put it back in the bag. Like strip it, see if it'll work. You're a qualified fish to make this assertion or something else. That's what I'm going with. I'm a qualified. What I'm gonna go with the blue or the red on the tail. But I don't know what assertion you're talking about. With the purple one, the daggone fish told me. They whispered it to me and said this thing is tasty. Yeah, this one. This is why you want to throw this stuff away because this bag has been picked through a bit. There, that'll work. You get one out of this whole thing. Okay, so we'll switch this to the thing. I'll show you what I did. Got my red here. Yes, ma'am. So here's my one feather. I'm going to pull it like this, and that'll give me a nice little tail. So all it is, I pulled the center stem out, and I pull a little bit of it off. Go like this. Pinch wrap it. Boom. Looking good. This will be our Patriotic one that will be fun to sometime see if it'll work. Get our bead right. There we go. Oh. Helps me hold on to your scissors. Now we'll play the game of trying to find my stuff again. Here's my sulky pencil. On your side of the hook shank. And here is my, Katie, where is it? Katie's like, I'll look for it now. The sooner we find that, the sooner. There we go. Here's a tippet on my side. Length. There we go. So the two are on opposite sides. Now we'll pull up blue. We'll go blue steely because I don't know what we do. Lavender maybe, but blue steely I think is going to be our closest thing. What do you think, honey?
You need to hold it in the right spot. Yep, that's in one.
Close enough.
That's the one.
Great. So same thing. And the key, a lot of people say that iced out is difficult. It is coarse, but if you'll just put small pinches on, it takes a little bit longer.
Thanks for watching, Chris.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Gary Barnes, what are you up to? Long time no see. Katie and I were talking about coming up and visiting you just the other day. And I was actually talking to...
Already, and just left him.
Yeah. I was just talking to a fly show organizer who was not going to have a show where he did last year. And I suggested he have it out in Idaho. I said, call Gary. He'd be a good one to talk to. Gary always likes going to shows. It's just no one does them around him. All right, so you can see my nice little thin, pretty blue noodle. Bring it all back to the back so it starts roughly where that tail is. Yep. Just like this. All the way to the front. Now we got to make a decision how much we want to bulk up that. And I'm fine leaving some extra squigglies hanging off because that'll just make it give it some extra fishy, catchy sparkliness. My stuff is horrible. Just got home, just sent the picture. All right, Josh, she is looking for it. Um, well, hopefully I didn't miss too much, Gary. And Josh, Katie is looking for it.
I don't have to look.
Oh, she's got it. So she is prepping. All right. So, oh, we don't need that. Someone should have interrupted me and been like, dude, you don't need to put that soft tackle on. You got tinsel and
There's Josh.
string. Oh, look at that. Josh has
Look at that.
already got him whipped up. He's ready to go. He is
He's got
ready
places
to
to be, people to
I know.
see.
He's like, I'm out of here.
It looks like
guys."
they're drinking out of the toilet.
honey.
Well, it
Maybe
does.
how about the bird bath?
Okay.
They're drinking out of the bird bath. They're like
Out
hummingbird.
of a wintergreen lifesaver.
Out of a wintergreen lifesaver.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Good job, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the glitter. Oh gosh.
I love them.
Oh, you guys. Okay. Let me think here. Get back on track. No. And I put that on the daggone wrong way. Son of a gun. See, that's what I get for listening to Gary. We'll try it this way. So that went the wrong way. That's why my tail is popped up, because I went really underneath the tail, and really jacked it up. So this time we'll go like this. I think it'll be fine. Here's our fishing line, our fishing string.
Your thread holder swung in front of
Oh,
the
get rid of that.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey. All right. So
is
now,
an East Tennessee mullet a fish?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is like talking about a hairstyle or not, but an East Tennessee mullet. I've seen plenty on the back of people's heads, but I've never seen
I don't know if there is a mullet
a
fish.
mullet fish in East.
I mean,
a
there's
fish
definitely
called
mullets.
Yeah, we know about the mullet, but in
I
the
think we've
beach-
all had one at some point.
Yeah. I think the way this one is, I like it. Oh, here you go. That one might be the one. It might be I would say the next scene, but he's got a blue dart, but the blue dart has a blue tag, not red. I just couldn't find red soft or blue soft tackle in the time crunch. This is for someone on the old Instagram, because I went down and looked. It'd be cool if he was watching on YouTube now. Be a lot cooler if you did. Let me see. All right. So there's that. We'll do the same. That's one thing with the when you watch Lance do his things, they all have the same UV pink collar. So you don't have to worry about switching this. And this is kind of like from a distance, it almost looks white.
Hey, Mike, you have a happy holiday as well.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, you have a good one. All right. I mentioned this earlier. Kate and I are selling our drift boat because we weighed a bunch. I'm not out rafting. I'm not out drifting, boating. So if anyone at all is interested, you can look it up on the old Facebook Marketplace. There we go. There's that, and we'll throw some of this stuff on it. Now we're ready to rock and roll. There's some big old droplets. A little bit of it off. Here we go. So there is our custom red, white, and blue dart. Don't get much more patriotic than that, does it? Well, actually, I guess we could have had a white bead.
That didn't get you excited about the country. I don't know what does.
That's right.
That didn't make you excited about the old USA. I don't know.
US of A. Well, Anyway. All right, so we can switch it back on us.
I just found a piece of dubbing in my hair.
A piece of dubing in your hair?
Yeah, maybe it's a feather.
Maybe it's the hairball Misha was checking out. We flip it over on you. What you can do your Miss Poppins thing.
No, I'm not going to sing Jolly Holiday today.
Oh, honey.
I don't think that the author of Mary Poppins really was a big fan of the movie anyways, which is fine because the movie was the movie and it was really great. And her books are really great too in a different way. So in honor of just like preserving her, I'm just going to like stick with go read the book.
Sounds good. Fly Fishing Fireman. Come over and check us out on YouTube. I'm glad that you like your requested red, white, and blue fly. I'm glad you enjoy it. Nan, that's a very productive fly. Which one? The purple one or blue one? And Gary, that is, thank you very much. Happy 4th of July to everyone. Gary, I'm serious. We're wanting to come over and see you if you're interested, and I can get you a big show, big fly fishing show.
Really, he was in the door for 5 minutes, and he was already like talking about when we were going to go see you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Red dart, purple dart. Well, now you got the red, white, and blue dart. Man, you got to try that one out. I bet we'll get Jeff out there. Jeff doesn't mind an Idaho fly show because it rhymes a lot better than Tennessee fly show. An Idaho fly show. Right, honey?
Yes. Right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been awesome. We appreciate everything y'all do. If there's anything you want to see, let us know. Katie and I are thinking about putting together some short YouTube videos, 5 to 10 minutes, on different gear that I brought to Alaska, whether it was organizational gear, whether it was our new wading boots, or my new wading boots that I love. And I showed up, and Gary and his son had the exact same ones. Shocker. But we weren't talking about them beforehand. We just showed up, and I was like, do you know about these? He's like, dude, I just got them. They're awesome. So, and everything in between. So if there's something you'd like to see, let us know. That might encourage us to actually put one of those together. And hopefully that's catch a big old brown. Watch the water temperatures. If you're out fishing, if there's any question, go catch a smallmouth or toss some flies. So we're headed down to Al Caton's neck of the woods tomorrow. Happy 4th of July, guys. You guys have a wonderful evening. Hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday night. Katie?
Happy weekend. Happy 4th of July. Everybody have a great time. Great day off. Go USA. Yay. Go tie some darts.
See you guys.